Hey guys, it's Neon for Clownfish TV, and welcome back. I've got another video covering some of the releases this weekend at the Toy Fair in New York. We're going to talk a little bit about Masters of the Universe, He-Man. He seems to be making quite a comeback, and I'm looking at some photos from, this is toyark.com has posted several new photos of some of the new Masters of the Universe figures coming from Super 7, and they look pretty cool. I think a lot of classic He-Man fans will be happy. Okay, so we've got a Filmation style Sorceress. This is really cool. Actually, a lot of the figures that they are producing, that Super 7 is producing this year, are Filmation style characters. Some of them are in classics, and some of them actually look like the original Mattel He-Man figures from the 1980s. Sorceress is very nice. She has interchangeable heads. Now these are from the Club Grayskull collection. There's a nice close-up. Again, these photos come from toyark.com, so go out to toyark.com to check out more pictures from Toy Fair. Zoar. Okay, here we have a Filmation style classics Manny Faces. Very cool. They don't have his faces rotating. I don't know if they do. Tongue Lasher. Now he's got a different head with the tongue. Of course, he looked very different than the original action figure of Tongue Lasher. Not nearly as detailed. Merman, the Filmation version. Triclops. Again, these are the classics with the more articulate figures. Club Grayskull, Filmation style Teela. She looks really cool because, you know, the original toy of Teela, obviously she had like the snake armor headdress on, and in the cartoon I don't think she ever wore that in the Filmation cartoon. So it's kind of cool to see her look like this. Here we have a Filmation version of Hordak with Imp. And there we've got him turning into a box. That's pretty cool. Again, it looks like you can detach Hordak's arm and put the cannon on here. Very nice sculpting. Man-at-Arms, the Filmation version, of course, he had the armor on both arms and both legs. And of course he has his mustache. Duncan. Here we have Karg from the much maligned 1987 Masters of the Universe live-action movie. Not a great movie by any stretch of the imagination, but yeah, here we have Karg, who looks more like a reject from, like, you know, some schlocky 70s sci-fi. But hey, if you want to figure out him, you've got him. Now this guy is new. I think they're calling him Rat Trap, but he was actually an evil Horde figure that was never produced. And same with this guy here, Dynamug. Now I guess he was in the Filmation cartoon briefly in She-Ra. I don't actually remember seeing him, but apparently his gimmick, the original toy, was that you could rotate the face pieces here to make different faces. Now this is Granita, who was a rock person in the She-Ra cartoon. Again, a figure was never produced of her, so it's kind of nice to see those being produced. And classics, we have Fangor, Hawk, which is like a female Stratos. Oh, here we have her parts. So she doesn't actually fold up like the original Stone Dar Rock-On. You actually have to put the pieces on her, but it's kind of cool because the gun looks just like Stone Dar Rock-On's original gun. Yeah, Fangor, he's pretty cool. He's very cool. I think this is the 2002 version of him. I don't believe they produced a figure of him 2002. I'll have to double check though, but very cool. Hawk, who was like a female Stratos. She's very nice. Yeah, now it's pretty cool because the Super 7 figures are virtually identical to the Mattel Classics figures. Again, they're really cool. guy's pretty cool. This guy kind of looks like a, I'm not sure who the character is, but he looks like a kind of a reject from the Road Warriors. And this guy was, yeah, I remember he was one of the later series He-Man figures. Now, these aren't the ones I'm excited about. The ones I'm excited about are these. These are yeah, I love this, as seen on TV. These are actually Filmation accurate He-Man figures that look just like they could have been produced by Mattel in the 1980s. They look like TV show accurate versions of those characters with the original body proportions and articulation. We've got He-Man and Skeletor. Again, a lot less detail on these versions of the characters than on the versions that actually were produced, because, you know, the simplified art style for Filmation. But I love these. These, as a kid, I would have, like, totally been all over these. Oh, that's interesting. If you look at the joint here, it looks like, I don't know if that's how the final figures are going to be, but it doesn't look like they have the kind of rubber band legs. It looks like they have a ball socket. And I'm not sure if they're going to do the punch or not, like the original Mattel figures did. But, of course, we have She-Ra. And now the thing about She-Ra that's interesting, well, one, she has molded hair, but she looks like she could be a Masters of the Universe version of She-Ra versus the doll version that came out with Princess of Power. But she also looks a lot like Teela, because you look at the legs, and it sort of reminds me of Evil Lynn in Teela, because they use that body shape. But it's a pretty cool looking figure. I mean, I know a lot of people would probably prefer the rooted hair, but yeah, for what it is, it's pretty nice. And here we have a Filmation version of Hordak. Again, he looks just like kind of like the original Mattel Hordak. They just painted him blue. Beastman, again, simplified like Filmation. He's still pretty cool though. And we have Man-at-Arms, again with a mustache, just like the Filmation version of the character. Although I don't think his hands were completely green. I don't know. I have to see. Hero. Now, this was an unproduced He-Man figure. If you're watching this, you're probably aware of the unproduced line that had you know, this Hero character. But I guess this is going to be vacuum italicized when it's done, like the original figure was meant to be. That's pretty cool. This guy, I think it was Eldor or Obi-Wan Kenobi, and again, he was going to be in the Power of Grayskull line. And there's his staff. Now these are cool. These are, I actually don't have any of these. The reaction figures, which look very much like the old Kenner action figures. Even look at the font on reaction. It looks like the old Kenner Star Wars Indiana Jones figures. But they have some really cool characters coming out. Evil Lynn, Scareglow, Faker. They're pretty cool. And of course, the muscle, the He-Man muscle figures. We have Mechanic, Orko, Ram Man. I saw a video, somebody picked up the Mechanic, and he actually has the lever on the back to raise his neck, which is pretty cool. I wish they would have done something with Ram Man, but these look like Kenner could have produced them in the 1980s. And we have these drinking glasses, which kind of look like the Burger King or McDonald's glasses in the 1980s, but they have the original box art on. So they're really, you know, Masters of the Universe is really getting a lot of love, at least the retro Masters stuff. Of course, they have a new She-Ra cartoon coming out on Netflix, and they've got, you know, they've had He-Man and Skeletor in many commercials now, and it just seems like, you know, He-Man's poised to make some kind of a comeback. They're talking, you know, a live-action movie. Hopefully it doesn't stink. But that's it for Masters of the Universe at Toy Fair. Tell me what you think in the comments. I'm looking forward to the stuff. I'm hoping that He-Man does make a proper comeback pretty soon, because it's always been a really fun line, and it's things that we haven't seen, like a really big resurgence in Masters of the Universe in many, many years. So subscribe to the channel for more geek news, comics, art, gaming videos. We do it all here on Clownfish TV. Talk to you later.